Okay, so welcome to InDesign. Most of you have used it before, possibly all of you, and will have some familiarity with it. I'm going to go over some key things and also teach you some more advanced techniques which are really important. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is the interface for InDesign. Um, so um, the key things are you have menus at the top, which we'll use sometimes. You have tools on the side, which we'll definitely use. And then you have some tabs over here. And the ones we'll use the most are going to be properties and pages. Um, so um, you're going to be creating a double page or a 3 page or a 4 page spread, depending on what you agree with your Neon editor. And you'll need to be able to navigate through your pages, and this is a place that you can do that. I want to introduce you to some really useful shortcuts. The first one that I'm going to talk about is Shift and W. So if you hit Shift and W, that gives you a full page view. And it's really important to keep checking back and seeing how things look when displayed full page. Because if you don't, you can get lost in the detail, whereas you've got to think about how this page looks as a whole. If you press Escape or Shift and W again, either, that will take you out of that full screen view. The second thing I'm going to introduce you to as a shortcut, which is so important, is Control plus and Control minus, which will zoom in and out. Because actually, having said that you always want to look at your page as a double page spread full screen, check how it's going, there'll also be plenty of times where you need to zoom in closer. Um, and finally, for the key shortcuts, if you hold down spacebar, you'll see that the cursor goes from an arrow to a hand. And then if you click and drag, you can drag around that page zoomed in. So that allows you to navigate around the page. So just to recap that, Shift and W is full screen view. Um, Escape or Shift and W again will get you out of that. Control minus will zoom out. Control plus will zoom in. And if you hold down the space bar, you can move around the double page spread like this. So that, in terms of just navigating your page, are the key tools that you need. Now, over here, um, we've got our pages. And this is where I need to introduce you to the key difference between a parent page and a standard page. Because you're actually opening this file and you are landing on a parent page. Now, a parent page is a template that we can apply to any page. We don't want to edit the parent page unless we want to change that template for every actual page. Think of it as a quick way of setting up a page in a standardized fashion that you create the template and you can apply it to any page that you want. So actually, up here at the top, above our blank pages, we have one called A, left-hand start, which is our start point for any double page spread. One called B, right-hand start, which is our start point if you have been told that you will have a right-hand start in your magazine. And then we have one called C, 4 page, second page spread, which is our start point for the second spread of a 4 page article. But we don't want to edit these. And in fact, if you do edit them, you're going to cause yourself loads and loads of problems. We don't want to edit them. We want to leave them as these pre-made templates that we can then apply to any page that we need to. And I'll show you how we apply a parent to a page. What we're going to do is we're going to come down. I'm going to double click on this blank page, and you can now see that these are the actual pages that we're making. These we can go back into these parent pages. They're just templates. But if I was to send this to the printer now, everything would be blank because we haven't applied any of these templates to our blank pages. When I double click down here, I've just got blank pages. So I send this to the printer, I have absolutely nothing. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to select both of these pages, pages 2 and 3, by holding down Shift and clicking on, sorry, I'll click on the first page, then I'll hold down Shift and click on the second. That selects both. So just to show you that one more time, I'll click on the first page and then I'll hold down Shift and click on the second to select both. And then what I'm going to do is I am going to apply my parent to pages. So I right click, I look down and I can see apply parent to pages. From my drop down menu, these parent templates that I'd already created for you, they can be picked. So I'm going to go A, left hand start, and I'm applying it to page 2 and 3 and I'm clicking OK. So this is what we're actually going to edit. Never go up in here and edit the parents. We don't need to edit the parents. The parents are perfect, unlike probably your parents, but you know, that's life. We edit down here. However, there's one final piece of the puzzle, which is that actually, if you try and click on any of this, it's all locked down. The reason it's all locked down is it's because working on the basis that you're always going to want this stuff on the screen, sorry, on the page. It's a template and we want all of this, but we actually need to be able to edit it, don't we? We need to be able to edit that headline. We need to be able to write our stand first. We need to be able to put our body text. We need to be able to mess around with this. So if you select both pages and right click, you'll see an option called override all parent page items. Or if you're a shortcut guy, Control Alt Shift Add L, 4-key shortcut. What a whopper. So override all parent page items. Click that button and you can now see that I can select any of these things now. I can move that headline around should I want to. I can move that stand first around should I want to. I've got something over here which is a frame for an image and I could relocate that and make it bigger or smaller should I want to. Everything is now editable. Editing is fine, editing is good, but what I'm telling you cannot do is change the typeface. So you cannot change this font. Typeface is a fancy word for a font. You cannot change this font, you cannot change this font. Don't want you to move the page numbers. I don't want you to move the footer here that says www.neonnottingham.com, and I don't want you to remove the section title. I will fill that in when we're putting together the master. But other than that, we can start editing this within our house style. So that is how you apply a parent to pages, and it's also how you navigate around InDesign. In part 3, we will start looking at working with images, how to actually create a frame, place an image, switch between frame and content, fit content to frame. So we're going to be looking at images in the next part.